A face with a name. Welcome to Park Lane, Rachel. Oh. Hey Beth, how are you? I think you're muted. Yeah, it's okay.
Hi.
It's like the story of my life. I'm like talking. People are like, we can't hear you. Oh, okay.
Right.
Hold on. How are you doing?
Great.
So, what room are you in right now in your house? Is this your office that you're in right now?
So I'm in the great room. My mother has titled it. So it's the lime green will go, but it's kind of my little sitting room.
I like it. So I love color. I actually love the color. It's pretty.
It's well, at night, I feel like it looks different. And when I'm
Yeah.
live during the day, it's like, oh, that is lime green.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, it's funny. We were talking about this earlier. Like I love home decor. I love decorating. I love remodeling. I don't always love it when I'm in the middle of it. I always love it when I get on the other side of it. And I always tell myself like I'm going to go neutral, and then I always end up bringing bright color pops of color in because it's just what I lean towards. It's what makes me happy. So,
same. Jewel, I love so.
yeah. Anyway, it's good to see you all, and thank you guys for joining us. And I am going to I've got this recording, so we'll record it for those of you that can't join live. And what I thought we might do, and Beth, you please feel free at any moment if you want to, guide me in any way, you're welcome to. But I thought we could I could share a little bit more about Park Lane Jewelry. I could share why I joined. I could share what were the things that spoke to me. I could talk about some of the things that I feel make Park Lane different. And then we can open it up for Q&A if that sounds good with you guys.
Yeah, I think so. Because a couple of my friends here, our friends here, haven't been to a meeting yet, and then a
Yeah.
couple have. So it
Okay.
good to cover sort of,
Yeah.
what it's all about, and
Perfect.
then we can ask
Go
questions.
from there. Okay, that's perfect. All right. Well, for those of you that I'm meeting for the first time, my name is Tish, and I'm actually going to do this real quick. I have been in the direct sales space for 17 years now. And before that, I was a small business owner for 10 years. So my kind of professional career has been I spent 12 years in corporate America after graduating from college. And then when my oldest was born, who is now 26, I decided that I wanted to be a working mom, but I wanted to have the flexibility and choose when I worked. So I started a small business. The first couple of years, I worked the small business weekend at night and on weekends. So similarly to how we do it in this space when we add this into our day jobs. But I worked my small business at night and on weekends while I was building it. And then when my second was born, my middle son Drew, I walked away from my 12-year corporate career and the company car and all the perks that came with it to, take the journey of entrepreneurship. And I loved every minute of it. I loved my business. It was in the wedding industry. It was a very happy business. I loved working with brides. I loved helping them plan their beautiful day. Had a natural disaster not hit the Texas Gulf Coast, I might still be in that business because I only knew what I knew and I loved that way more than I loved working for someone else. But in 2008, any of you that live in the Texas or surrounding states, Hurricane Ike, you might remember that one that hit the Gulf Coast. And we were in Houston at the time, and my business tanked along with the Houston economy, and our city went into the recession of 2008. So that is when I first turned to direct sales. And I had a friend that had recently started selling jewelry. And I thought to myself, well, if I could sell some jewelry to pay these couple of big bills that I'm concerned about, and the bills were, they weren't going anywhere. And one of them was occupational therapy for my boys, which we all would do whatever it takes for our kids, right? Insurance didn't cover it, and I would have done whatever I needed to do to keep them in OT. That was about $1,500 a month. And then we had added on a master bedroom addition. I like home decor. So we added on a master bedroom addition. And that was about $1,500 a month. So I had like $3,000 of two big bills that I was concerned about. And I'm the oldest of three girls in our family. I'm very much a problem solver. I'm a doer. Like that's my personality. And I was not going to sit around and kind of worry about this scenario. I was going to figure out how to not have to worry about it. I just would rather do and not have to worry. So I started selling jewelry and I just thought if this will help cover these two bills until my business picks back up, this will be a great short-term solution. I got in, I got started, potentially like many of you, I fell in love with what this industry offers. I fell in love with even more flexibility than what I had as a small business owner. I loved that I got to do what I really enjoy and what my strengths were, but that I didn't have to work on all the other things that when you own a small business, you do. When you own a small business, you have to deal with all the accounting stuff, you have to deal with all the marketing, all the website, all the inventory, all the things that maybe aren't your strengths, but someone has to do it. And so 1 year into my direct sales journey, I closed down my small business of 10 years and I went all in. And you guys know the success stories. You've probably heard them if you've been in this space. I was one of those success stories. I rose to the top of the comp plan. I built a team of thousands. I don't share any of this to impress you because that's not who I am, but I want you to understand what I came from and yet what I walked away from to partner with Park Lane because I do think it speaks volumes as to how and why I made the choice to move. I built a 10-year career where I was the top income earner. I was having the success. It changed my life. That was not the issue. The issue was I was losing people as quickly as I could bring them in the door. We were training them. They were talented. They were wonderful. They were hardworking. They were doing all the things they were told to do, and they were not having the success that they were looking for. And so before too long, I realized a few were earning a lot, but the majority weren't earning very much. And that just did not set well with me. And so I decided that if I was going to dedicate another couple of decades to a profession that I am very passionate about, I will educate people on this profession any day of the week because I do feel there is nothing greater out there, especially if you're looking for something that is incredibly flexible, that gives you the ability to earn significant income and work it around your family's schedule. And I decided that if I'm going to do this another couple decades, I need to go find the best so that I can offer the best to others and be able to attract the top talent in the industry. And so that's exactly what I did. And 7 years ago, I partnered with Park Lane in April of 2018. I walked away from more income than I ever thought I would earn to do it again and do it with a partnership that more aligned with my mission. And so there are several reasons why I chose Park Lane, and I'll talk about those in a moment. But before I talk about them, I want to talk about the category of jewelry because I actually feel that jewelry is a really smart category. And whether you decide to partner with Park Lane or you decide to look at something else, like I think in general, this is just great knowledge to have. Because when you're deciding on a company, the category in which you are choosing matters. Do I find it easier to have no inventory? Absolutely. And we will talk about that. And I don't want to say your name wrong. Is it Betty? I'm the
Beate, think Beyonce.
Beate.
All right.
I want to know where Beate is from. That is a beautiful name. Beate. Okay. That's beautiful. So you're gonna have to drop in the chat where you're from, Beate, because I've not seen that name before. If I have, it's not very often. But I jewelry is smart. It's a smart category to be in, you guys. Number one, it is the most gifted item in the world. Most gifted item. Number two, we are walking advertisements when we're wearing jewelry. Literal walking advertisement. I'm sure if you've sold jewelry before, then you know you get a compliment. It gives you an opportunity to open the conversation and share more about your partnership with the brand that you're with. Number three, it's incredibly simple, or should be incredibly simple, and it's a whole lot of fun. And what I mean by simple is people know how to put their earrings on, they know how to put their necklaces on. We might teach them how to build an arm stack, but essentially, we're not having to educate them on, a product and, have a long period of time before someone decides if they want to try or get involved or this or that or whatever. And there are a lot of categories out there where it requires a whole lot of education and knowledge and multiple conversations and all the things. And with jewelry, we don't have to deal with any of that. Also, it is a consumable product, and being with a consumable product is important. Fashion is consumable. And I always like to ask people when I'm talking to them about this specific example, I'm like, we're still in the month of October, even though for Park Lane, we just walked into our new month. We're actually in the month of November from a commission standpoint, but I know it's still October. And who here this month has bought either a new sweater or a new pair of shoes or a new belt or a new bag or potentially new jewelry? I mean, this month, and likely didn't need it, but we bought it anyway because we needed it. And that's what fashion does for us, and that's not going to change. And it's been that way for generations. And so when you've got a product that people come back and they shop and shop and shop and shop over again, that is a smart category to be in. I also love that you can take it with you anywhere and work the business anywhere, especially when you're not carrying inventory. So, for example, we have a house up in Vermont. We spent 2 weeks of October in Vermont. I took one small bag. I don't have it here, it's in my closet, but I could show you. Literally one small bag, had my jewelry in it that I needed to show for the lives and the parties and the launches that I was doing. And I probably did 10 different parties or live events or launches over that 2 week period with jewelry that zipped up in a bag that I mean I could put in a carry-on. I mean, super simple. So you can work this business from anywhere. We have people that will, they'll be at soccer practice and they'll pop in their car for an hour while their son Johnny's on the soccer field doing his practice, and they'll do their live from their car. I mean, or on a cruise, or while their family's at the beach for a week, all the things. So all of those things really speak to me when you are looking at adding in a volunteer business that people can opt in and work or choose not to work. And what I have learned, and I felt I really got experience with this with my first 10 years with my first company, is that the minute the business gets hard or the minute the business stops being fun, people stop working the business. And so I am such a believer that, the fun has to be there. It has to be simple. And if you can have those two things along with programs that set up the average person for success, anything is possible for them. So let's talk specifically about some of the things that really spoke to me with Park Lane. And I'll try and address some of the things that I think may be of interest to you all if some of you are coming from the company that, or with at the company that Beth is at. So first of all, we do not carry inventory. So I'll address that since that question's in the chat. The only inventory we carry is our personal collection that we wear and we share and show in our lives. That's it. So when our customers shop with us, they are shopping our personal site or they are shopping a party link. That order goes directly to Park Lane. Park Lane is the shipping facility. I don't ship. Park Lane is the shipping facility. They ship the order out typically the day after they receive the order, and it ships directly to the customer. The customer pays for the shipping, and we are commissioned on that order weekly. So I get to do again what I love. I love being live with people. I love helping people pick out pretty jewelry. I love partnering with hostesses. But once the order comes in, does that ever need to be repurchased to be updated? That's a great question, Holly. I'll talk about that in a moment. So, so that goes to the company, they ship, and I receive a weekly commission check. Do we have updated collections that require us getting new collections? Absolutely. We have two main collections a year, two main ones that launch in January and launch in July. And then in between there, we have little mini collection capsules, like just small little mini capsules that might be like 10 to 12 to 14 pieces. And then in between there, we have like little weekly drops, which might be a bright, like today we dropped a new bracelet. This weekend, we'll drop a couple style drops, which are pieces that you can get for incredible deals when you make a purchase. So we have those things sprinkled in that send a lot of repeat business through the door. But when new collections launch, yes, stylists want the new collections. But remember, number one, we have a free jewelry program that's called Rich Rewards, where we can earn over $1,000 in free product every month, and we get to redeem for whatever we want. Okay. So a lot of stylists get new product through their Rich Rewards credit that they earn every month. In addition, before we're launching new collections, we train and coach our teams to run sample sales with their VIP community where they are selling off their gently worn pieces at a discount. Their customers know they're gently worn, they're not brand new, but they are selling those off at a discount and they are turning around and they're taking that those sales that they get to turn around and reinvest in the new collection. So anyone, if you were to talk with any Park Lane stylist, she would tell you, "Oh, new collection. I just sell my samples and then I take my money I earned on my samples to buy the new collection." So people are just like, and they're doing that a couple times a year or once a year maybe. But like outside of your original investment getting started, I mean, that's about it. Like that is about it. So I hope that answers your question. And if you want more on that, I'm happy to answer that. So inventory is one thing we don't have that. We also don't deal with shipping. That also is shipped directly from the company. We don't deal with credit card fees. The credit card fees are all covered by the company. We also get paid weekly on our personal sales and our team sales. This was a big one for me because at my first company, we did get paid weekly on our personal sales, but our team sales, we got paid at the end of the month. And so all month long, the team would be selling, and all month long, my first company was keeping that money. And at the end of the month, depending on where each of us hit, like what rank we hit, meant what we qualified for from an overrides or coaching commissions or whatever it is. You guys may call it something different. I know each company calls it something different. So we would earn those and that income at the end of the month. Here at Park Lane, because we don't demote here, we do not lose our career title here. Once you are, I came in through the direct appoint program. My leadership experience was recognized. I came in at that level. I was paid at that level every single week. I would forever be paid at that level unless I promoted up to another level, which I did a few years ago. I promoted to the new highest level at Park Lane because it had been like 25 years since they'd had a leader here at that level. So they brought that level back and our team promoted to that highest level. So that's the level I am here, and that's the level that I get paid at weekly. But because we don't lose our career rank, because we don't have to earn our pay rank, which is how my first company referred to it, we are paid weekly on our team sales as well as our personal sales. And on those team sales, we're paid on retail volume. And that's also a big difference, I think. I don't know your comp plan well, but I know at my first company and at most companies, we're paid on our personal sales on the retail volume, but most companies, your team sales, you're paid on wholesale volume. They may call it something different, but it's basically wholesale volume. It's not the full retail. So at my first company, we were paid at 65% of retail. So let's just say, I'm just going to throw a number out. Let's just say my team did $100,000 in sales for the month. I would be paid on 650,000 of the 100,000. Okay. So 35% was immediately taken off the top. And I don't know who was getting paid on that, but it wasn't the leaders in the field leading the teams. And here at Park Lane, we're paid on retail volume and we're paid infinitely deep. At my first company, we were paid, I think, 3 lines, depending on the levels in which you were, but I think the most was 3 or 4 lines. Here, you're paid infinitely deep on the retail volume. And I say this only because I do know some of you have experience in this industry, and often people will come in, and we have people come from all various companies because of our direct appoint. We attract top talent, and they will come through the door and they will start working, and they'll be in their second, third, fourth week, fifth week, sixth week, and they're saying, I'm earning a week here what I earned in a month at my previous company, or what I earn in a month at my company. Because oftentimes people layer this in, they add this in to the other thing that they're doing, and so very quickly this becomes the place where they're earning more income, and they have a very small team, if any team at all, and they're just seeing the difference in the higher commission structure, the fact that we're paid on retail volume of our team, infinitely deep, all those things. So that is something else that I think is pretty unique and pretty different. In addition, we have our customer sale, and I want to talk about that for just a moment.
If I can really
Yeah,
quickly, just because since we all have experience with a certain comp plan,
yeah,
when you say lose your rank, just to clarify, so how we are set up now, if you don't hit that rank in a month, you don't get paid for it, even though it's still your career rank, right? So if
yeah.
you hit Peridot, that's your career rank. The next month you don't hit Peridot, you only get paid on whatever rank you are. So your career rank you get paid on every month, no matter what. I think just to clarify a little bit.
No matter what. And I'll give you guys an example. Like when I started and I came in at the highest rank in the company because my experience at my first company was recognized, and I was their top income earner and I had the largest organization. So I came in at the highest rank. Well, I didn't start day one with sales volume that equates to what that highest rank is. I mean, I had to build that volume, but I got paid at that rank every single week, no matter what I was hitting. And the same applies to every single other person. You're paid at that rank. And I know it sounds silly, but I cannot stress how much stress is created around the losing of those ranks. And I lived it for 10 years. I know I lost so many wonderful people because they worked so hard to achieve, and then they couldn't maintain, and then they lost because, one of their team members got pregnant and all of a sudden wasn't feeling well, wasn't able to work the business, or somebody's husband got put on a project and was working Monday through Friday out of town, and the stylist wasn't available to work the business like they once had, or someone's mother got sick, or God forbid somebody get, cancer and have to step back. Like life happens for people. And this needs to be a business that people can flex in and out of, because this is a volunteer business. And when life happens, we shouldn't be penalized. And Park Lane feels very like they are very unapologetic about that. They feel that we should not be penalized when life happens for people, because a lot of life happens for, to everybody. And so that is why we do not demote. That is why we get paid at our rank every single week. And I can't express how much more calm and less stressful people feel when they have been put under that kind of pressure cooker, where you're having to really, check all the boxes and have people jumping through hoops and all the things to try and get this and try and get that and try and get that. And that doesn't feel good. You don't want to lead that way. I didn't want to lead that way. And so anyway, we don't have any of that here. And it creates a very different culture, and it creates a very different stress level. Does that answer your question, Beth? Yeah. Okay. So, something else that we have here is our customer sale. And the way our customer sale works is when you buy 2 items at regular price, you unlock getting up to 4 additional items at half off if you choose. You don't have to, but you can. And those 2 regular price items can be your least expensive items. So every day of the year, a customer can pick out 2 pair of $30 studs, for example, and they're going to pay full price for those. And then they can get anything else on the site that they want, up to 4 items, and get those at half off. And imagine You walking into your favorite store, and every time you walk into your favorite store, you know that you're going to pick out two inexpensive things and you're going to pay full price for those. And then you can get any other four items and get those at half off. Like, if we all had a store like that that we could go to, like, how often would you be choosing to go to that store? Like we'd be going, right? Like a lot because it's a feel good purchase. We work hard for our money and we feel good when we walk out getting a really great deal. I do anyway. And I have a feeling many of you feel that way. And so there is a huge psychology behind the sale. I didn't have a sale with my first company. People just had retail price. Like it was what it was. And that's what you paid. And that's all I knew. So it's all I knew until I knew something different. And I'm telling you, it's so much different when you can offer that sale because people come back and they shop and they shop and they shop and they feel good about the purchase. And we have a host program that is incredibly generous. And when hostesses or when a customer gets introduced to our sale and they're so excited about all the things they're getting for the price that they're getting and how much they're saving, they want to share it with their friends. They're like, oh my gosh, my friends are going to love this. Yes, I want to host a party. My friends are going to love this deal. I mean, it's like when we're all guilty of this. I mean, if I walk into Target and I see something cute in that dollar aisle, like I'm texting my sisters, y'all need to get to Target in the dollar aisle because there's this really cute little Halloween something, something, and your kids are going to want it. Okay. So, like, it's kind of that same philosophy. At what point with the sale do you start losing money? You don't ever lose money. There's no money to be lost because a customer's paying regular price or half off, and you're earning 30 to 50% commission on what they buy. And they are paying Park Lane for their pieces, and Park Lane is paying you a commission based on that sale. And our personal commission rate is based on our career level. So it's not based on how much you sell in a month, it's based on what your career level is here. If you've never had leadership experience before in the industry, you come in and you are earning 30% of everything you sell from day one. And once you hit 5,000 in lifetime sales, then you're earning 32% of everything you sell. Yeah, you're not having, so what we don't do here is we don't have to buy inventory to turn around and resell it and be chasing that investment that you've made to resell. We don't do that here. We are doing it, selling, and if people purchase, we're earning a commission on it. But if they don't purchase, we've not lost anything because we don't have inventory that we have to move. So you're not, there's no money being lost here, period. Um, and if our CEO was sitting here talking with you, he'd say, I don't want to take anybody's money. I don't want to take our stylist money. I want them to sell to customers. No one's going to get hurt here. There's no risk here because you don't have to build up all this inventory and then have to work to move it. So, anywho, I hope that answers that question. So, we've got this very generous customer sale that hostesses then want to share with their friends. And then let's talk about the host program for a moment because I'm very big on the power of the party. And I know many of you have likely built these great businesses on TikTok, which is so incredibly impressive. Like I'm new there and I'm like blown away by what you guys, many of you have done. Like it's like, I'm like, wow, like this is so incredibly impressive. So if you have found huge success there, like you should be so proud of yourself, first of all, and you could take this brand and run with it on that platform and be able to offer for those that also love to have the opportunity to pick out and shop with what they love. Like it's just, if people love jewelry, they're going to love mystery jewelry and they're going to love selecting their jewelry. They're going to love both types of jewelry. So it's something that you could add in. But if you are one who has struggled on that platform because of algorithms and all the things, or you can't dedicate several days a week to going live for, however many hours a night, that sort of thing, we have the party process. And we have a hostess program that generously rewards anyone that wants to partner with you and invite their friends to come to your live event, essentially. And I am such a believer in the power of the party because, you know, some do an incredible job of becoming, kind of micro influencers on platforms and building these incredible communities. Like some are great at that, but I feel the average person, it can become overwhelming for them. And what I love about the party process is you meet a gal who loves your jewelry and she kind of starts to fall in love with you and she's loving more than what she can buy that night. And you say, well, we should try an online party with you and your friends because I know you've got a long list of things you're loving. We'd be able to get a lot of the stuff that you're loving for free or half off. And so she's like, oh my gosh, my friends will love this. Yes, I'd love to partner with you. So then when she's inviting her friends to this live event that the two of y'all are going to do, where you show up and show the jewelry for half an hour or 45 minutes, she's immediately edifying her friends. Y'all need to come meet my friend Tish. She's fun. She loves jewelry. The brand she reps is so cute, and the deals are amazing. You're going to love them. We're starting at 7. Will you be there? So every time you're booking a party with a hostess, her friends are coming to support the hostess. You're not showing up and hoping and praying people come across your live. And our average parties are typically around $1,000. And so if you're earning 30 to 50%, on average, you're earning $300 to $500 per party. So if you're doing a party a week with a hostess, which is essentially showing the jewelry live for a hostess and her friends on whatever platform you choose, it could be Facebook. It could be, that's where I do my parties, Facebook. It could be TikTok. It could be Zoom. We had two gals this week that did a Zoom party. They were like, I want to see the people's face like in person. I want to be like I am with y'all right now. I want to see them while I'm showing the jewelry. Like you choose the platform you want, but whatever works for you. We have some gals that, they're on soccer fields and dance studios every night. And so they pre-record theirs and they set them to go to drop at the time that the party is. And it drops and the live is playing while they're at the at the soccer field or the football field or whatever. And then they just work the party through our system that we have built. And so I feel like it could give you a flexible way to work the business if you love sharing jewelry with people and are interested in having a line that you could offer where people could select. So that's a little bit about our host program. I didn't get specifics with it, but the way our host program works, it's based on the number of orders. So the hostess gets credit per order. So, and this was really interesting to me because at my first company, it was based on the sales of the party. But here it's based on the order. So the hostess gets $20 in credit for every order placed. But if there are 10 or more orders, the credit doubles to $40 in credit per order. So if you have 10 friends shopping a party, the hostess is getting a $400 shopping spree. That blew me away. You could have 10 friends buy a pair of $30 studs or $30 earrings, and the hostess is getting a $400 shopping spree. So when you have a hostess that's getting a $400 shopping spree and it was super simple, she's telling her friends, like, y'all need to do a party with Tish because that was super simple and I will come shop your party and you too can now be spoiled by Park Lane. So that hostess program just really like piles on top of each other. And it's been, to me, one of the smartest things that Park Lane offers outside of a very generous compensation plan. So, in addition to the hostess plan, we have, I mentioned the free jewelry plan where we can get over $1,000 in free product monthly where you're redeeming, and we've had gals that have been joining us from Beth's company now for a couple months. Or me personally. So me personally, I've been working with people from Beth's company for a couple months. And I told them, I go, I know you won't believe me when I tell you this, but I'm telling you, 4 weeks in, you're gonna like have jewelry start showing up at your door and you're not gonna know what you did to get it. Like there's always jewelry coming. Like it's crazy. You're gonna be like, how did I earn this? What did I do? And I'm hearing it now because Park Lane's always just putting out these fun little carrots. Do this, you get this. Do this, you get this. So anyway, we get lots of free jewelry here for things that are going to be upcoming released and things like that. So that's awesome. We have a travel program. We take two big trips a year. So right now we are working to earn a trip to Amsterdam. I've never been to Amsterdam before, so I'm super excited about this trip. In August, I was in Switzerland. In March, we were in St. Thomas. Last year in 2024, we went to Paris in March and we went to Dublin, Ireland in September. So, like, we travel the world. And these are 5 nights, 6 days, luxury vacations, and there's no cap on the number of earners. There's no cap. You earn it, you go. And you don't have to be a top seller and you don't have to be a top recruiter. I'm not a top seller. I mean, I sell consistently, but I am not a top seller. And I recruit, but I'm not a top recruiter because I lead a large sales organization and I work the trip plan and I earn the trip. And in Switzerland in August, we had 150 from our team. From our team, 150 were there, just our team. And we had probably 50 that took the cash and didn't go on the trip because we take two trips a year. And some people maybe can't take two trips a year because they have a full-time job or, it was back to school or whatever. And so if you can't take the trip, or you're not interested in going to Europe or Switzerland or wherever we're going at the time, then you can just take the cash. But I love traveling. I love traveling the world. I've traveled to like 16 different locations in the 7 or 15 different locations in the 7 years I've been here. So I am all about the travel. Also, we have a Mercedes car program. It's like there's so much, y'all, but we also have a Mercedes car program where we have over 250 on our team alone that have earned and qualified for our Mercedes Club. And the way the Mercedes Club works is you can opt in and get a Mercedes, and every month that you hit the qualifications, you get the Mercedes bonus to cover the car. Or if you don't want to drive a Mercedes because maybe you don't want to drive a Mercedes, or maybe you're in a life stage where you need a minivan and not or a Suburban and not a Mercedes, then you just take the cash bonus. So you choose. And I would say we probably have 30% that drive the Mercedes and 70% that take the cash bonus because they want to drive a different car. So, but we have the flexibility on that, which I love. So I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but those were kind of like I think the things that spoke to me the most that were like my biggest pain points from my experience coming here was free jewelry monthly. So people weren't having to reinvest, reinvest, reinvest. They were earning income and keeping it in their pocket, not losing your title and getting paid at your title every single week. The company not holding the overrides on your team sales until the end of the month, then paying you the team sales overrides every week. Um, uh, Getting paid infinitely deep with the team, paid on the retail volume of the team. And I think more than anything, I will say that here, and again, I only have my experience to speak of, people here feel valued, they feel respected. And I don't know if it's because we don't lose ranks here and we're not being demoted. I don't know if it's because people are paid really well here and they feel like I'm being paid what I'm worth and they feel respected by that. But there's a very different vibe here for our people versus what I had with my first experience. And I just think it's created a team of thousands of really happy people that love Park Lane and love when they show up and they work the business. They are paid what they are worth. So with that, okay, the question, do we ship internationally? We do not currently ship internationally. We have franchises. Park Lane is in other countries. It's in Canada, Mexico, UK, and Australia, I believe. But there are franchises there. So I had several Canadian clients that for a while I was shipping I'd ship it to me and then I turn around and ship it to them. But the shipping has gotten a lot higher with Canada in recent months, so I'm not doing much of that anymore. But yeah. Oh, I'm so glad that you say that, Rachel. Could you mention the warranty? Yes, let me talk about the unconditional guarantee. So we have an unconditional guarantee that also was really important to me. For any reason, if anything happens, Park Lane will replace it. Like it's pretty much that simple. If it is less than 4 months old or 120 days, we just process an RMA, or even the customer can, but I tell my customers, let me know, let me do it. So we just submit an RMA, and the customer sends back the piece that's either broken, or a stone has fallen out, or they've gotten a chain caught on a drawer, or a baby's pulled, or something fell off and the vacuum cleaner sucked it up. Like, I'm sure these are all things that have happened to you guys. They've happened, all these things have happened to me. I've rolled over a ring that fell off my hand when I was getting in and out of the car in the cold because it was big, because it was cold. My hand was smaller, all the things. You just send it back and they replace it. No questions asked. No questions asked. Doesn't matter if it's user error. If it's over 4 months, there is a $10 processing fee and a $9 shipping fee. So essentially for $19, you can get a new item if it's over 4 months old. So that is our unconditional guarantee. But as Scott said, our return rate is under 2%. And on the call he did the other night, he talked about it. He's the business owner, so he can talk about these things. He's like, it's expensive to replace a broken piece. We don't want to see it back. So like we're gonna really code it and do all that we can to maximize the specifications so that it's not failing and we're having to replace it. So our return rate is really low. Can you speak to how this is promoted on social media? As that is what we know, and I personally not someone who would go to the other's home. Yeah. So when I'm talking about parties, thank you. That's a great question, Christy. When I'm talking about parties, I'm talking about online parties. I do not do in-person parties. Now, I started my career 17 years ago doing in-person parties. So thank you for bringing this up, because probably should have specified this. I started doing in-person parties. I packed up my bag, I took my jewelry to someone's kitchen, set it up on her kitchen. She opened up a bottle of wine. Her friends came over. We had a grand old time. People playing with jewelry, picking out what they wanted. I would come home at night and I would feel like I'd had my guiltless girls' night out. My husband had to put the kids to bed and bathe and homework and all the things. And I got paid to do it, and I was a happy camper. So trust me, I loved that. Okay, I did. But then the world shut down, and with the pandemic, and we had to pivot like many other companies. And my whole mission was, if we are going to pivot and create an online party platform, I want the online parties to be as lucrative as the in-person parties were. I want the customers to be spending the same amount. I want as many customers to be shopping. I want the hostess to be getting as much rewards. I want the stylist to be getting as much commission. So we created a system. You guys have a system if you've been selling on TikTok or wherever else. We have a system for an online party. That online party can be done on Facebook. That online party can be done on TikTok. That online party can be done on Zoom. But it's an online party where the host is inviting her friends to show up at a specific time. You go live, you show your jewelry, and then the customers, the guests are ordering. So that's, yeah, Beth, go ahead.
I was just going to say, if I could talk about what we were talking about today when we were brainstorming, I think this is actually a good opportunity to do something like Mystery Hostess Live, just like we do already, where, if we get 15 orders, somebody's going to win. Whatever, what is that? 40 times 15. So many hundred.
That's $600 in free credit.
So you can say, we're having the party and I'm going to let this run, from 6 to 8 p.m. And then everybody that orders goes in for the hostess rewards.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on how many orders we get, that will increase the value of the.
Exactly.
So I feel like we can run it the same way and encourage people to purchase just like they do when we have items in hand, which I think is kind of a good opportunity, because I know that a lot of our customers love Hostess Rewards now, and
Uh-huh.
with kind of how much they can get, that's a lot of money to spend on items. So that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have people that are already doing that and are having success doing that. And that's the thing with our host rewards. First of all, we can open a party, and we encourage our team to open a party every week in your own name. So anybody that's shopping with you at any moment, you can be putting the orders in that party, and you're getting host rewards $20 per order. If it's under 10 orders, if it's 10 or more, you're getting $40 in credit for every order placed. So you're building up rewards that you can, in the beginning, grow your collection to have more pieces to show. But before too long, you've got all you need to show. And then you're using those rewards for giveaways, leveaways, however you want to do those things within your lives if you're on TikTok. And that's the platform you love and where you want to share and where you want to sell. So I feel like that program just gives you like marketing money to figure out how you want to best use it. And I love the surprise hostess idea. I also love we've got some of our gals that'll she'll go live, let's say 9 o'clock on TikTok, and she'll say, the first three people that place an order tonight are going to get, well, hold on, let me I put my boxes up. I had some boxes sitting here, but she'll maybe have, a handful of boxes, and she'll say, the first three people that shop tonight are going to receive a sparkly surprise from me, a gift with purchase. So she'll be showing the jewelry and all that, and she'll be talking about it. Once you placed your order, let me know. She confirms. She makes sure the orders come through. She talks about what they ordered. She might show some of the pieces of what they ordered. Then she lets them select one of the pieces, one of the boxes. She opens the box. She reveals it. She shows them what they won, and then she puts it in an envelope, and then she mails it to them. And these are all pieces she's gotten for free using our host rewards.
If I can jump into, because this I did not pick, it took me a while to get this, like, because we can't be winners of our program. So, like, I wasn't understanding that I was the host. Like, I was like,
Ah,
who gets it? Like, so if it's in our name and we don't have a mystery winner because people are randomly ordering throughout the week or whatever,
yeah.
it's a $500 hostess reward. We can spend that on jewelry too.
100% every week. We coach our stylists. You open up, I mean, we close out our weeks on Wednesday, and this morning, everybody, I mean, it's just like this is what people do. They all open a new party link in their name. And then as we're sharing the deals that are released, or this special or that, or they're going live and they're showing their look of the day, and somebody's wanting to buy the look of the day because they've created a look of the day with a bundle, with a cart where they're getting some pieces at half off and they're saving quite a bit. Anybody that's shopping is shopping their party link of the week, and the stylist is earning the rewards. And then that's how you guys have no idea how many like free boxes of jewelry that I have that we can, give away however you choose. So you could use that. Y'all know best what would incentivize your people, and you can use that to incentivize. What other questions? How often does a lookbook catalog inventory change a year? Okay, we two major collections a year. So we launch our next major collection will be launched in mid-January. So we get two big lookbooks a year essentially, and then we do little mini capsules in between that. And again, we coach and lead our stylists to do a inventory sale, which I say inventory, I don't want to freak y'all out. It's a sample sale. You're selling, I'm like selling the hoops that I've been wearing. I'm selling the necklaces I've been wearing. I'm selling the bracelets I've been wearing. We sell off things that have maybe been discontinued. We sell off things that maybe we bought. I buy things, or I get new collection come out and I get pieces. And then after a while, I'm like, I'm not showing them in my parties. I'm not really wearing that piece. It's not really my style. Therefore, I'm not showing it. Like, I don't need it. Like, I'm going to move it out. So then I sell off that sample to then, reinvest in the new collection. I didn't talk about this, but I want to talk about this for a moment. The diversity of our jewelry, because this is actually really important. So, my first jewelry company, I loved that jewelry. Every single piece. I loved it. It was a very niche product. It was very fashionable, a little on the high end side. I absolutely loved it. It was for a specific style type, and it was beautiful. I loved it. Okay. And when I was looking at Park Lane, I was like, I mean, there's some pieces I love, but then there's some pieces I don't love. And that caused me to pause. Like, I was like, well, I feel like I need to love it all. And this is what I learned, you guys, that it is a smarter business to have a very diverse jewelry collection, to have pieces that speak to every style type, to every demographic, to every market. I have the pieces that I love, And then I have a lot of pieces that I show and I sell because they speak to other style types, other demographics. They may not be my style, but others love them. And that was one of the lessons that I learned. And I recognized I had been in a very niche product category that was actually holding people back. You know, if you didn't have a network that was going to be able to afford that niche product, then you weren't going to be able to be successful. If you didn't have a network that was going to love that style, then you weren't going to be successful. And here I've got something for the 20 something, the 30 something, you know, the 40, 50, 70. My mom's in her 80s and she loves the jewelry. Like, we've got something if you love a lot of bling, if you love dainty, if you love bold, if you love trendy, if you love boho. I mean, we have it all. So that also was something that I've now learned has actually my market expanded and I built more customers and more people wanting to host because it just spoke to a greater population and people love that sell. Yes, Beth, you're allowed to resell the jewelry. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. How do you sell it if it's sell it off if it's your jewelry? Venmo, pay, yeah, Venmo, PayPal. However you want to sell. People will do via Venmo, PayPal. I use Square, but essentially it's your, I mean, this is the thing, guys, it's your business. So you can do with it as you wish. But you know, when I'm doing a sample sale, my customers know, my VIPs know, these are gently used items. These are not brand new. So I'm not asking retail price. I'm typically asking 50% off or greater. I'm just moving it out. But remember, I didn't pay 50% for it. I probably got it at like 30% of retail. So I'm just wanting to move it out and then use that cash to reinvest. What other questions? I hope this has been helpful.
Yeah, I think so. Very much so.
I want to talk about there's a couple of things I'm going to talk about. I want to talk about the family for a moment. You know, we talk about how this is a relationship business and I don't know how all of you guys know each other, but probably some of y'all met Beth and you fell in love with Beth and you joined Beth. Like Beth could have been, it doesn't matter what company. You joined Beth because you loved Beth. And I've had people over the years, the 17 years, they met me, we connected, they joined me because we connected, you know? And when I was looking at Park Lane, of course, I fell in love with all the programs, but really, I joined the family. I was so blown away by who the family was, what they represented. My values aligned with them. You know, the company was started in 1955. We've just celebrated 70 years in business, and they would be the first to say that every 20 to 25 years, you know, we have to create a new face for ourselves. We're reinventing ourselves. Like right now, they're modernizing again because it takes bringing in that next generation, and that's what I'm really excited for Beth and some of these other women that are coming in and joining and want to help bring this to TikTok and bring this to What's Not and all these other platforms that you guys have been using. Like I mean, it's amazing. But I've watched so many startup companies crash and burn in my 17 years I've been in business. When I decided to do this again, I was looking for stability. I was looking for a company that was cash rich, that was debt free, that had no investors. These were things that were really important to me because I've watched too many companies close these last several years, and I did not. And the company that I walked away from, the people that stayed, they ended up going affiliate, and those people lost their incomes like almost overnight. And it happens even with companies that say they'll never do that. So I just, I really thought long and hard before I was going to walk away from what I walked away from to form a new partnership. And the Levines believe in direct sales. They believe in helping women and men be able to make a huge impact in their lives through this business model. And they put 72 to 73 cents of every dollar goes into the compensation plan. On average, it's like 34 to 36 cents of every dollar goes into compensation plan on average in this industry. So they're paying three times more than the average company. At the end of the day, it's not all about money, but you know, people work really hard, and when they work really hard and they're not being compensated, then you kind of have to start making those hard decisions and looking at what makes the most sense for my family. That's what I did.
And I think too, as Scott had mentioned, how you're able to do that with like your partnerships and things overseas and like the tariffs, how they're not impacted and all that.
Yeah. Yeah. So when all the conversations around tariffs were happening, the Levines decided that they were going to be proactive, not knowing if there would be tariff increases and blah, blah, blah. And they bought so heavy, like all of our core line, they bought so heavy that if a year was going to have to go by while all the tariff stuff worked out, like they wouldn't be affected by it. So we've had no price increases. There are manufacturers because we manufacture in such high volume. We're the world's largest direct sales company. So we manufacture in such large volume that any sort of increase the manufacturers absorbed, Park Lane did not have to absorb. Of course, none of our prices were increased. None of that affected us. I was telling Beth when the world got shut down. I don't know if you guys have been in your businesses as long as when the pandemic hit, when the world got shut down. Park Lane immediately removed shipping charges and it was just free order. It's free. And for the longest time, they were giving away like $100 free item with every order. And I mean, like that, I'm sure they were taking hits on all of this, but they were doing this to keep the stylists in business. So it almost made it like irresponsible not to place an order because you're getting $100 free item, you're getting free shipping. Like, why wouldn't you? And customers were just shopping and ordering because it would be silly not to. And it kept stylists in business in a time that, they were able to do that because they have the equity and the capital to do that. And when you're in my last company, I mean, they weren't able to do that. During all those times, whenever product was getting stuck on ships and product was being delayed and delayed and delayed, I don't know if y'all had any issues with that, but Park Lane, our products don't ship on ships. They air freight everything over. Everything comes on planes. So we never had any delays at all. Again, because their best interest is helping the stylist earn the income they need and want to be earning to pay the bills. Where is the jewelry manufactured out of it? Most of it is in Asia. Some is in India, but most is Asia, Christy. That's a great question. And these are partners they've had for, sorry, let me turn that. That's my daughter FaceTiming me from Spain. These are partners they've had for decades, manufacturers they've had for decades. Our comp plan also, you guys, hasn't been changed in 40 years. I'll also mention that. 40 years. Let that sink in. I was at a company for 10 years and we had five comp plans that changes in 10 years. And their comp plan has not been changed in 40 years.
And then I think Sarah asked if you had some jewelry. I got some of my jewelry today, and I was so excited because I
Oh,
almost this is on, but this one with the charms, these little ones, just
oh yes. I love that. I see you're wearing it.
yeah, with the
And
love,
then that's the Alexa.
the
Yeah.
baby heart. Yeah,
Let me
that's oh,
let,
I have the nail earrings and the little clovers. So these
the
came in.
crest. Yeah, let me grab some. Hold on, y'all. I'm
I
in
know all
my
the names. I don't know the name. Yeah.
I'm really struggling to figure out how this can be done on TikTok. This is what we know. We do it on TikTok. I just can't figure out, and I keep struggling to wrap around my head how we would sit here and display this. And
Well,
I
for
can't.
me, yeah, I mean, I totally understand that. My plan is I have a few ideas that I've been thinking of. I am going to talk about it live and show the jewelry. And I think if we can do a mystery host, people are going to want those rewards, so that will help. And I think, what? Yeah, you don't have to be on all day, right? It feels like kind of like almost like a QVC, right? Like these are what we have available. And, if we could do our own incentives if we want, if you order in this during this live, maybe things like that. I feel like personally, and I don't know, and because I know it's newer, you guys are a little bit newer on the platform. It feels very similar. We just don't have to reveal it. Like, because we reveal an item and we show it. I mean, I feel like I can show the samples and talk about it and answer questions. And one of the things that I like too is that you can create a look and make a post, and then they can shop your look. They can just go to the link, and that's like a passive income thing, right? You make that post, you push that out. You can post links to your community and your groups or email them. So those are kind of things I'm in my head envisioning. So that, I mean, whatever, what are you thinking too? You're just still thinking.
Yeah. Well, I've tried to get on in the last day or so to find out who is doing this, and I know some of the reps and from BP have gone in to do this, and just to see what they're doing and see what it looks like from that standpoint. Because getting online initially from TikTok was foreign, and so we had to learn that route. And so I'm actually trying to figure out, well, how in the world how are you promoting this? And that's what I'm trying to wrap my head around. Because as I said in my message, I'm not somebody, as I said to my husband the other day, or yesterday after we got off the meeting or the day before yesterday, I've gotten over that fear of going live to sell jewelry. That's not really a problem for me really anymore. But I am less comfortable going into somebody's home and displaying that. And I'm probably the one person out of all of you that probably really don't have, other than a personal Facebook. I don't really have a business Facebook, and so I'm kind of trying to figure out how does this work. I'm wrapping I'm a little older than some of the ladies in
I
here,
know.
so
I don't
I'm kind
like
of
I don't like the home party thing either. That's what the
yeah.
TikTok appeals to me. And I think there were kind of this new generation of like, I don't want to do that. Like I want to work from home at my convenience. Other things I had thought about because we do have communities is, they could have a Zoom and somebody could be a host, you know what I mean? Or I thought about maybe like creating a sort of sense of urgency where you're like, I'm going to have a party from 7 to 8. I'm only taking 15 people. So let me know the first 15 people are going to be there, and then a mystery host winner, or just things like that. And then I was going to ask too, as far as the number of orders, can somebody place multiple orders in a party? So they
Mhm.
one thing, because I was talking about this with my mom earlier, we have that sale, they can utilize that sale, and then they can do it again in a second.
Mhm.
So
That's what we do when someone has a long list. We separate it out to save them the most money. We build a couple carts. Yeah. So they absolutely can. Christy, it's really and you, by the way, you spell your name just like my sister Christy. So y'all spelled it exactly the same way. Uh, it's really no different than what you're doing. You're just showing jewelry where people are picking out I mean, I shouldn't say it's not different. I know what y'all are doing. So the way you're live would be a little different, but you would be live showing jewelry, showing bundles, showing looks,
like,
helping people create and and y'all are people are shopping and then you're revealing, whereas I'm revealing and I'm showing them jewelry and they're hanging on to see what jewelry I'm going to be showing them, and I'm revealing the jewelry and I'm revealing and I'm revealing. And I mean, I don't go this fast, but you guys are kind of getting the idea. I'm revealing and we're showing jewelry and we're talking about the pieces. Of course, I'm talking about the pieces. I don't go this fast, but I'm showing jewelry and I'm showing jewelry and I'm revealing and I'm revealing. And you're talking about, the first 3 shoppers that shop tonight are going to receive a gift with purchase, or tonight is surprise hostess and everybody that shops will get entered to win. Sorry, I just hit, what did I hit? I lost y'all. We'll get
oh,
entered to win our mystery host awards. And you're showing jewelry and you're showing jewelry and you're revealing, and then they're buying what they want. So you're still revealing and showing, but then they're buying what they want. So instead of buying first and then revealing, you're revealing. Because it's funny, the old traditional way that Park Lane did in-home parties, y'all will find this interesting, which was very different than how I did in-home parties. The way I did in-home parties is I took the jewelry and the jewelry was all set up, not in a mess like this. This is a mess, but beautifully displayed on trays and neck forms. Okay. Probably similar to what y'all might see like at your convention or something. And I would set it all up on a table and it looked beautiful. People would shop the display. That was not the traditional way that Park Lane jewelry did their jewelry parties. They did their jewelry they would take the jewelry wrapped up in the rollers, like what you got, Beth, and they would arrive at someone's house, and everybody would kind of get there and arrive in niceties and hello, and they're like, okay, is everybody ready to see the jewelry? And they would open up a roll at a time, and they would reveal and show the jewelry, and they'd show the jewelry and talk about the pieces and show the jewelry, and then people would shop and buy what they want to buy. So it's almost like it's reversed, but you're still showing jewelry, and people are wanting to see this and they want to come back and see that, and they've got a question about this, and oh, look how cute, these turquoise statement earrings. These are called, I think, rodeo. Look how cute these would look with this delicate necklace, and oh, for my gold girlies that love layering, look what I layered today. I love how we're pairing, I forget the name of this one, but the bar with the
Necklace.
foxy. This is designer inspired. It's inspired by Van Cleef and Arpels. And then this chunky heart that's got the removable pendant. You've got this gorgeous chain. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. I don't know if that helps, but that's how I see it.
I think of it too, like when I'm scrolling TikTok and like people are on TikTok shop, it's they're just showing what they have and people go down and buy it. Like they love
That's
it.
right. It's
So
this, it's exactly the same.
not through TikTok. Kind of
Yeah.
like
I think having no inventory, not having to do the shipping, it's definitely it's definitely appealing, because we're all used to sitting there and showing jewelry in one way, shape, or form. But we have to wait for them to buy it before you can really. I mean, we show what we have, but it
Yeah.
appeals to me not to have this, and yeah. So I'm looking for it's definitely diversifying income for somebody basically is the only income earner right now in our house. So, um, yeah, that kind of thing is appealing. The idea of shelling out a whole lot more money for inventory is not appealing for me right now when paying my mortgages. So,
Yeah.
I think
I,
too, it goes to like, if you do have something come up and you can't go live for a few weeks, I feel like sometimes that hurts me with my inventory because then something new is here and I have inventory that I'm sitting on now. So it's like I feel like with this as something additionally, if I don't have time to do it or something comes up in my life, I'm not then trying to get rid of this inventory and just kind of move on from there. So that was appealing to me too, because I have, a lot more inventory than I used to just hanging out. So
and I'm curious to hear about the person that you mentioned, and I'm hoping I understood it correctly, but that she tapes her live and then puts it out. That's interesting, unless I misunderstood that. But um,
what, sorry, say that again.
pre-recordings you were talking about.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you can, like let's say you've partnered with the hostess, and your hostess name is Jenny, and you and Jenny have decided that you're going to go live at 7 p.m. on Sunday night for her friends to see the jewelry. And Sunday night at 7 p.m., you're picking up your son from, the football field, let's just say. She will pre-record. I mean, I say she, we have a lot of people that do this. They pre-record their live. So they'll just do it earlier that day, or they'll do it Saturday, or whatever day you want to. You can do it on your phone, or you can do it on Zoom, or however you want to do it. And then they just upload it to a Facebook post, because that particular person would be doing it in Facebook. They upload it to a Facebook post in their VIP group, and it's going live at the time that the party's going live. The video drops and they watch it, and then the people shop after the party. So she doesn't have to physically be live at the time that the live is happening.
It also sounds like you could actually go live, record your live, and then keep replaying it.
We have a lot of gals that create kind of, I'm going to call them evergreen parties. So they'll do a party at the beginning of the month, and they'll talk about, it's November, and, 'tis the season, and you're probably starting to do early holiday shopping, and jewelry's the most gifted item on the planet. And, as I'm showing you pieces tonight, let's talk about, I'll share with you some things that would make great teacher gifts, or, great stocking stuffers and things like that. So she'll record one video at the beginning of the month, and then she's scheduling that for each of the parties, so that she's not going and doing all of those lives for every single party, and sure, maybe after the party she's working orders, but she's doing it in her PJs, in her recliner, in front of her TV, and not like on.
Could you also like just post that into your VIP group?
Absolutely. That's what a lot of our gals do. They post it in their VIP group. So what a lot of our gals do is and I'm calling it a party, and I don't want to scare you guys. It's basically you and a hostess, you sharing jewelry with a hostess and her friends. I mean, that's really what it is. We call it a party because if you guys got invited to go to a party on Saturday night, would you say yes? Like, if it damn, like people like a party, it's fun. So we call them parties. But what was the question you just asked me, Beth? You just asked me.
If you could post it on like your VIP page.
Oh
Like,
yeah. So what most of us do, the party format that we're using now is the hostess has the friends that said yes, I'd love to participate. We put them in a messenger chat. So they're in a messenger chat. And that's where for a couple days we say, oh, we're going to be live at this time. And we put a little interaction cube up like, are you a this or a that girl? Or we'll put up which earrings do you love? A, B, C, or D? Like there's just a little bit of commentary in that messenger chat for a couple days. And we tell them the live is happening over here in this VIP group. So join the VIP group where the live is going to be happening, and they're joining your VIP group. So it's a constant growth of your VIP group. And then you're going live in there. And yes, you've got Jenny's friends in there watching with you, but then you've got all your regular customers. And maybe someone wants to shop Jenny's party because they see something that you love, or there's a special, or there's something new, or what have you. So it would be kind of like doing your parties with a hostess on your TikTok platform, because yes, she's going to invite her friends and they could shop with you there. But then also anybody else watching could also shop, and Jenny would be the hostess that night. So I still think there's a huge opportunity with that.
yeah, and I think too, something about a lot of us is we have built communities and they would love to hang out with us in a Zoom. I feel
Yeah.
like to hang
Oh
out
yeah.
casually and like feel like they're getting to know us a little better and just things like that. Because I people in the past, people have wanted to just do that. They're like, can we have a Zoom? And
Yeah.
then it's a little more like you can say whatever you want, you can act out, they can have drinks.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not afraid of the saying the
Right.
wrong thing or whatever, getting a violation, all those things. Yeah. Zoom is a great way. So basically, you can do it live on Zoom. You can do it live on Facebook. You can do it live on TikTok. We have some that do it live on Instagram, but I feel like Instagram's kind of tricky. So those would be the three places I would say. Anything else that y'all can think of? Here's our impression bracelets. I don't have all the colors here, but I have several of the colors. So they come white opal, clear and silver, clear and gold. This is taupe. This is iridescent coral, pink and silver, lavender and silver. This is like a violet, turquoise. I've got probably 5 other colors that I don't have on here right now.
Those are pretty. The promo that we had that ended Wednesday. Is there?
Yes. So the new promo that was launched today is called You Can Boost Any of the Kits and add on an extra 200 in jewelry for $59. So like the 129 kit, you could boost, and for 59 more dollars, you're getting 200 more. So you're getting 700 in jewelry instead of 500 in jewelry. Or the 229 kit, you get 1,000. So if you boosted it and added $59 to the 229 kit, then you're getting 1,200 in jewelry. And then the 439, you can boost it at 59 and you're getting 2,200 versus 2,000.
So it's
Yes.
like 100 and free extra or 140. I mean, not free,
Yeah.
140.
100. Yeah. Whatever 200 minus 50. Yeah. 140. Exactly. 140 extra. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Any other questions? This is the one thing I'll say. I don't think you have anything to lose by trying it because there's no risk. You could sign up for the first kit. You're going to earn your investment. The first or second kit, you're going to earn your investment back with your first to second party. Or live. I'm going to call it live because I know party may make y'all uncomfortable because it's not what you're used to. So you're gonna earn it back the first couple times, that we show the jewelry. You're going to earn it back. And you can try it out a bit. And if you don't love it, like you've lost nothing. There's no risk. You've lost nothing. There's no minimums. There's nothing that could hurt you. But, I think there's a lot about timing, and there's a lot of people that are joining. And I think if you're intrigued, there's no risk. And then if you have people that are interested, then they can join you versus joining someone else. So anyway,
I feel like, yeah, I was kind of excited about it because I feel like right now Park Lane is kind of like where BP was when I found it. And so there were people suddenly popping up a lot, and it was like trending because people were just starting to pop up a lot with it. So to me, it felt like a strong time for that, especially now, of course, that we're allowed to. So I was like,
yeah,
in fact, encouraged and empowered by it. The fact that our company is like, we want you to do whatever makes you successful. And I think that's great. And
right.
I had told my team, like, I had looked a lot of different direct sales companies. I had for a while. I was at Pink Zebra,
Mhm,
that, but I love jewelry. That's what I love. So like,
mhm,
I was very excited when that door opened, and I just feel like,
mhm.
and there are a lot of people joining. I mean, we'll be
I know,
fine.
I know that this is going to sound crazy, and I don't want to say this in a way to sound like this is not I'm not stating a negative. So I'm going to preface it in advance. I don't want it's not criticism of the company where you guys are. It's a comparison to where I came from. I came from a niche product, even though it wasn't surprise, it was niche. And when I joined a company that was more diverse, it opened up my market and I actually sell more. Okay. We have surprise jewelry. We have our Sparkle Box subscription. We have a lot of subscribers, but we have way more customers that buy what they want than people that subscribe to our Sparkle Box. And we sell hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, our team alone sells hundreds of thousands of dollars monthly in Sparkle Box. So I don't want to say people don't love it, but there are more people that want to choose what they want to buy than people that want surprise. And so what you guys have is you have a community of people that love jewelry, and they love doing the surprise jewelry with you because they love you and they love supporting you and they love the element and all that kind of stuff. But those people, they're also buying other jewelry that they just see that they like and they're buying. Like, I'm pretty certain of that. So I actually think you would end up expanding. Is it going to happen overnight? No, but I think you're going to grow. When I've been launching people, it's really interesting to see one of the first comments always is like, I'm so excited that I get to pick out what I love. Like and it's not a negative. It's just, they're just stating they're excited to support this person that they love and they get to pick out what they love. So I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. But I understand fear and the unknown, and it's different. And I get it because I was there. I was there.
Yeah, and I feel like I love both, and that's like I posted a video that I was doing this for the first time, and most people that have commented that I've seen, like within the first hour I posted it, were like, "This is awesome! Like I love that," and I love both. And I
Yeah,
do what is so fun about the lives with us is that because we're doing something like that, right? And we're engaging and we're building that.
interactive community.
So there's that, which what people love. But again, I
Mhm,
also love to go shop for jewelry that I want. I
mhm,
think it's kind of the best
mhm.
options.
Yeah, I mean, you've got two different options you can offer people. So I hope this was helpful. I'm an open book. I'm happy to answer any questions that I can. I will always be 100% truthful with you guys. I want you guys to do what's best for you. But at the end of the day, I just go back to there's no risk. It's not going to hurt you if you're intrigued. I love that we have an easy entry, a low entry where you gives you a chance to try the business on and see what you think.
I think that's kind of what I felt like. I felt like I'm gonna just try it, and at the end of the day, if it's not for me or it doesn't work out, I got some pretty jewelry that I love and moving on, kind of thing. Because again, I wouldn't have been able to add another inventory business because one is enough to manage. And so I was like, just gonna go for it. And if it turns out that it's not my thing, like I got some pretty jewelry and that's it.
You
So
made a new friend.
right. It felt like that to me. Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
And I'm not pressuring anybody on the team. I just because I was excited about it and I think it's a great opportunity and I wanted to share that I was doing it. You guys know I want to tell you all the things and keep you informed. And so I thought if anybody else felt like they wanted to expand, that's great. And if they didn't,
Yeah.
no, you know.
What's the question? Okay, I'm sorry, I missed this question. How is it possible to get 2K in jewelry when you only buy the $500 kit or whatever the seems too good to be true? Well, I mean, it's true. That's the kit. That's the kit. You sign up for 439 and you get 2,000 in jewelry and you can pay $59 more and you get an extra 200. When I was at my first company, we signed up for $199 and we got 350 in jewelry.
I think too, it's probably an incentive for your company to bring people in, I would imagine. To
I mean,
bring in.
this is always what the price, these are what the kits have been. This is nothing new, but Park Lane is what you're going to find is they are incredibly generous. They are way more generous than the average company for all the reasons that I touched on. This family has already made their money. The company's been in business 70 years. They are not here for the money. They are here to empower and help people and carry the legacy that their mom and dad started 70 years ago. So they can. They don't look at those kits as a, they don't want to make money on those kits. They want to get jewelry in people's hands.
And I can send you Beate. The Scott was in the last meeting and he talked a lot about the family and all and a lot about that. And I can send you that recording as well.
That would be good, actually. That would be really great for any of y'all that are interested. It's a little, um, it's about an hour, but it would be well worth your time.
Could I ask how, so if you're having a party and a customer goes to the link, orders a piece of jewelry or hopefully a whole bunch of it,
Mhm.
um, they set up an account with the Park Lane on the website, right?
Yes. I mean, they place their order and then they're just going to put in their information to ship it. So yeah, I mean, I guess you would call that setting up an account, but they're not really having to set up an account. It's just put their order together, put their contact info, email, shipping, phone number, and it ships.
All right, because I know that you could go online and order on your own. Is there any way to have a customer be linked to you so anything they purchase in the future is attached to you if they went on the website by themselves?
The customer can choose who they want to shop with.
Okay.
So typically the customers, shopping with the stylist that they want to, or they're shopping with their friend's party. Because remember,
Okay.
if someone's hosting a party and they're inviting their friends to come shop at Park Lane live event, then the customer oftentimes is showing up to support that hostess. And that hostess may be attached with a stylist that she doesn't know. She maybe shopped another Park Lane party with another stylist before. So
Okay.
really shop with whomever they want.
All right.
Yes.
Did
Thank you.
did you say that it was 22, the platings? What are your platings for gold and things?
Um,
Or they vary?
that's probably a great question.
That's 22.
I always forget that I always have a hard time remembering that, but like heavy, heavy, heavy plating, I think it's 18 to 22 karat. I know it's no nickel, lead, and cadmium. Um, the specifications are very, very high, but beyond that, if you want specifics, I probably have to ask. Those are details that I'm not really good with.
That's okay. He had mentioned 22 karat because I wrote it down.
Yeah, I think it's 18 to 22 karat. I think everything's 18 to 22 karat. Yeah. We have a lot of natural stones. Our crystals come from Austria.
I saw you had genuine turquoise on those ones as well.
We have genuine turquoise. We have a lot of natural stones. So our pieces that are a little bit higher priced are because of the natural stones. But then those are the pieces that people are getting at half off or they're getting for $35.
When you order, when you join and are you getting what they send you or are you picking and choosing?
You pick your jewelry. You pick your kit. Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah. So you get to shop for either the 500 or the 1,000 or the 2,000. You get to pick what you want.
And I guess that speaks to your having to go outside of your box of comfort zone of things that you like that maybe other people would. You have
Well,
to pick and choose things that you might not
yeah.
necessarily choose for yourself. because it
We
doesn't always speak to them.
recommend, it's like you want to have different, I mean, the same thing you guys would, like, these are things you'd want to have some silver, some gold, so some variety. You'd want to have some dainty and maybe some bling. You want to have some lower priced items because those are going to be the cart unlockers to then get the higher priced items. So we can guide, but everybody's, I mean, where do you live, Christy?
I'm in North Carolina.
Okay.
Oh, somehow my picture went off. Here I
Uh-oh,
am.
yeah. So like, what your customer base is buying could be very different than what someone else's customer base is buying. And so I mean, when I was coming from my first company here, I was buying things that I felt my current existing customers were going to like. And then once I got here and I'd start seeing orders come in, and I'm like, I cannot believe that person bought that. Like, I was like, that is just not me. I cannot believe that person bought that frog ring. Or I cannot believe that person bought that like really bold, like orange ear. Like, I was just like, wow. But it started opening my eyes. I'm like, not just because I don't like it doesn't mean people don't love it. So I became very open to showing all different styles. But I started with what I felt spoke kind of translated as a similar style to what I've been selling.
Well, oddly, people that I sell to, this is what this is what they ask. They're going for, so it's kind of
Yeah.
difficult.
I don't think it would be difficult. I think you'd be very clear. I think you'd be like, oh my gosh, I love that. Oh my gosh, I love that. The people that have come from BP, they've liked the hearts. We have a lot of different heart pieces. They love the crosses. We have a lot of different crosses. I'm being told more crosses are coming. Um, they love the color, they love the bling, they love all the impression collection. Um, they love the hoops, so they love the rings. So I'm kind of seeing a trend, and I think it's kind of like what is speaking to what they feel is their current customer.
I feel like, I mean, when I placed my order, I did things mostly that I like. I couldn't help it. And then also, like, I got few hearts. I got the Van Cleef look, the clothes,
Yes,
because that is what our customers want. They want the clovers. And those,
designer.
if we realize, are designer styles that they're seeing everywhere. They're not just BP. BP is implementing those because that's popular. And so it's the same kind of thing. I looked at, my customers love that, but so does a whole lot of people. I got the matching bracelet for this. I mean,
Yeah,
you
the
know,
ivy.
the designer dupe, and
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people are kind of, loving. So that's kind of what when I was picking out mine, the charm ones, like that have these little charms, you know, the
Clara.
layers, all of those were kind of, I was like, those, I feel like my current customers would
Yeah.
really like those. And then I assumed I can kind of branch out as it goes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. People will start saying, "Oh, do you have such and such?" They'll see something on your site, and you're like, "I didn't even see that." Okay, well, that's going to be on my list for the next go around.
Yeah. That's interesting, Holly. That's cool.
I'd have more local interest here in El Paso. Oh, Holly. Oh gosh, you're in El Paso. I'm in the Dallas, Texas area, Holly. Your local customer base would love Park Lane jewelry. Absolutely love. Love, love, love.
Tish, what's over your shoulder?
Oh,
Um,
this
yes,
piece,
yes.
this is no longer available, but this was one of our pieces.
I got that even though it's not available because I thought it was so cool.
Oh, you did? Was it on the site?
It was. I knew it was like gonna be
Well,
not
then
a,
maybe it is available.
I mean, I got it, whatever I ordered.
Yeah. So then if you got this thing, yeah. I mean, if you got this thing, you were able to order it. So maybe it is still available. This was a limited edition piece that they brought out, and sometimes they'll remove them and then they'll kind of bring them back like in little capsules. So, I mean, I just love it. I feel like it looks like art, so I keep
I
it on
like
my.
that and the multiple turquoise strands.
Uh, oh, which one?
The one that I saw in the catalog that had multiple turquoise
Oh,
strands.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was last holiday. But okay, so again, this was like a limited edition piece. This is very Van Cleef and Arpels. The Van Cleef version of this is like over $10,000. So I love that piece. I've hung on to that. This is another piece that I love that I would pull out like for special occasions. I mean, we have some absolutely gorgeous pieces.
Yeah, I see this and I'm like, I'm sorry, my mother-in-law's deceased now because she would have been buying it.
Look at this one, y'all. Look at this. Isn't that
I
fun?
love those big statement-y cool ones. I just thought I just love stuff like that.
I
And
do too. I know.
so far away from what I have right now, like with as far
Yeah.
for my customers, and I know I have customers that like that. So I was excited about that. I got
Yeah.
all the chains and it has like opal maybe. It's like really big, really big. I don't know what
Oh, you need to send a picture of that one to show me. Look at,
big.
here's two pieces. Again, what I have in this, I have two little offices. I have like an office right next to this office that's like my jewelry room where I do my live. So this really in here is not anything that I show, but these are two pieces that are, that are vintage now. They're not available, but look how gorgeous those are.
Yeah.
That's my style. That's pretty. Yeah.
Oh, what I just showed?
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah. I mean, again, we have all, I mean, we have it all. We have it all. Here's
I'll
some of
say
the
I'll say
rings.
but it's all spread out on a table in the other room.
It is, yeah. You
Yeah.
need to do like a FaceTime with them or get on a Zoom with them and go through and show them your jewelry.
Oh, I got that ring, the one, the gold and the mother of pearl, the big one.
This one is the well, I'm wearing it in the abalone right now.
But
This is called Moonflower.
yes, that's right.
Yeah. So anyway, all right, you guys. Well, I hope this has been, oh, I guess I'll show you this one up close. This is like a little animal print heart, which I love, and the ball chain, which is typically only seen in fine jewelry. So I love this one. This is Wildcat. I love this one. Um, I hope this has been helpful. I appreciate y'all's time this evening.
Thank you so much.
I feel very honored to be working with Beth and now Rachel and anyone else here that decides you want to give it a try. I promise we'll just show you through our actions that we're just here to help you be able to make a big impact in your life and earn, make this a business that earns you income at whatever level you want. And we have a lot of fun along the way. And I mean, that's it. That's about it.
And I think too, one thing too, like perspective wise too, that I think, like for example, the Mercedes car program, it's what, 4 recruits and
For,
six
yeah, for area level, it's 4 recruits.
and like $16,000 between all 5 of you, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
A couple months. So that's, I mean, yes, you have to work for that, but in like the big picture of like, what we've been doing, I feel like that feels
Yeah.
sustainable.
Yeah. Ray Charles was my first person from BP to join me, and she joined 2 months ago, and she qualified for the Mercedes program last night. So in her second month, she qualified. And she works a full-time job, is pregnant with her third baby, is doing this, very part-time, and did it in her second month. So it is very doable.
And
So
we can do it with what we're doing. That's what I like too.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I think I smell steak in the other room, and I'm like about to go. I'm about
Okay.
to go eat it away. Okay. Thank y'all so
Thanks
much.
so
Have
much.
a good evening. I appreciate your time. Bye, everybody.
Talk soon.